This is Eric Savitz from Forbes. I'm at the Economy Conference here in Tucson, as you can judge by the cactuses behind us, and I'm here talking to Richard Thompson, who put on a wonderful performance last night at the conference. You've been playing music professionally for how long? Tell us.
Jim, cricket. 40 years?
40 years.
45 years?
I wonder if we could talk a little bit about how technology changes both the way that you create music, the way that you produce music when you go into the studio, and then how it affects the way you interact with your fans.
Well, I started out in the analog age, where you basically recorded onto tape and then transferred to vinyl.
Right.
Some people still prefer that.
When was your first album released?
67.
67.
Yeah. You now still have both of those options. Mm-hmm. You know, vinyl's coming back a bit.
Vinyl's coming back a little bit.
Actually, we recorded my last album on tape, just to be, perverse.
Just for old time's sake.
But you have digital options now. In my home studio, I have a digital setup. Someone can contact me and say, could you play guitar on my record? And then they send the files over, and I add the guitar part, send the file back. Hopefully they like it. You can now do that. You can upload and download fairly big files reasonably quickly with things like Dropbox and you send it and all these kind of things.
So you can collaborate even in a remote way.
You can really do long distance collaborations. Some people quite like that slightly random thing of you start a track here, you send the file on to the first person who adds something and sends the file to the next person, and you kind of go around in a circle of however many people. And
there's some applications that are specifically designed to do this.
And it comes back as a total mess or work of genius, who knows. Things like musical notation software is fantastic now. If you're writing scores, huge labor saving in that area.
Does it recognize it, so if you play?
Yeah, you can play it in, you can type it in, you can type in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, sharp, flat, whatever, do it that way. Use a piano keyboard. The great thing, of course, is like changing keys or something on a whole big piece. You can have 100 pages of score, and you think, well, I'm going to drop everything a semitone. Bing.
And it's all done in
saves six months of copying.
Right.
Huge amount of copying. And then, of course, there's the interface with one's fans on Facebook, Twitter, website, all that kind of stuff.
So do you actively use all those tools?
Yeah. I do stuff on the website fairly regularly. I do sort of question and answer things on the website. We're posting on Facebook pretty much every day. These days there's a much closer connection to the fans. I think the fans actually expect a closer connection.
Do you enjoy having that close relationship with fans on the web that way? Do they expect too much of you?
The way I get around it is I just lie.
Like what will they ask you?
Well, tell us about your new album and I'll just make something up that's completely wrong. But
just to keep them on their toes?
I think the artist should always be slightly enigmatic.
Right.
Shouldn't it? Because if the audience truly knows you, then they're going to get bored with you, aren't they? I love to disseminate false information. I almost see that as my role in life.
Let's talk a little bit about digital music on the web. Do you think of it as, well, on the one hand, there's better access because someone who, say someone came and saw you play last night and said, wow, I need to check out Richard's music. I can go on YouTube or I can go other places and I can go listen to music. On the other hand, it means I can go do that without having to buy any of your music. So how do you think about that?
It's a bit of a dilemma for me. In one sense, I do appreciate the fact that it's a fantastic access tool for people. People can hear your name, they can Google you, they can find you on YouTube. Then they have a choice of spending money or not spending money. A lot of people don't spend money. That income stream has dried up for musicians. Right. And I think what it means is that musicians now look on pretty much recorded music and the whole presence on the web as promotional.
What was once a major part of the business.
Major part of the business.
It's all basically becoming a marketing tool to sell tickets.
A major income source. You notice that ticket prices for shows get higher and higher as musicians are replacing the one income stream and with the other.
Do you use any of those music tools? Like, do you listen to Spotify or do you use iTunes?
Personally, I don't listen to Spotify. I probably find stuff on YouTube, particularly obscure things. Someone might say, you know, that there's this great opening act if you've got a show coming up in this area, you know, you should use this guy. So I'll say, okay, I'll check him out. So I'll go to YouTube and just watch a performance of a potential opening act or something.
Right. Do you buy music online?
I probably use Amazon a lot, actually, to find music. You know, there's a classical music shop I really like in London where I find all kinds of interesting stuff.
Well, there are fewer and fewer left.
There are fewer and fewer left, so you kind of have to go online. I quite enjoy the experience because it's so easy.
Right.
You know, I can find stuff, you know, they know who I am, you know, they know my taste. And they've got my credit card.
They've got your credit card.